Hello, this is David with 3 Arcs. Today we're going to roll up a character in Old School Essentials with Anna. Hi, Anna.
Hi.
Anna, I see you picked a name out. What's that say?
It says Mithril Hate.
Is that Elven?
Yes.
That's a great name. So in common tongue, that says it means silver mist, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, well, the first thing we're going to do when making a character is we got to follow the guidelines within the Old School Essentials book. It's called the Character Advanced Method. And we're going to follow along in the book here. And step 1 is roll ability scores. So we're going to do the 4-die-6 method. Go ahead and roll the 4-die-6 and then write them on the scrap piece of paper, and then we'll place them in order. Okay, so you started off badly so far. So put down an 8. Okay, you got 5 more. Oh, a 16. Very nice. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. You don't want to be a Gimp elf, do you? No. Okay, do it again. You got 4 more. Okay, 13's good. 3 more. Good luck. Oh, okay. Dang. Okay, 14. 2 more. You are so lucky. You're the most luckiest elf I've ever seen rolled. That's a 7. Maybe they never let you out of their village. Okay, roll again. Okay, so that would be a good roll. 17. Fantastic. Okay, you made up for the 7. Okay, Anna, looks like that's your score. So, to be an elf, I see that in the book here, I'll put it up on the screen as well, that your prime requisites are intelligence and strength. So, the minimum requirements to be an elf is 13 intelligence and strength. So there have to be at least a minimum of 13 in both these areas here. Okay, so when it comes to an elf character race, basically you're a fighter magic user. You fight like a fighter. You have the skills of a fighter in combat. Also, you have the skills of a magic user to cast spells, and that's why strength and intelligence are both your primes. So when it comes to fighting, you probably want to be strong or quick, but strength is a requirement. And if you put a high number into strength, you'll get a bonus in combat to hit and damage. But if you put a high number in dexterity, you're going to get a bonus to hit when it comes to missile weapons, depending on what kind of elf you want to be. Do you want to be somebody using a bow, or do you want to be primary focused on using blades, melee weapons?
And a bonus to your armor class.
Yes, and also, of course, you're less likely to be hit. The thing about being an elf is you can use any armor and still cast spells, including shields. That's how it is in Old School Essentials. You're wearing armor, so that means you're going to have a high armor class no matter what. But if you create a high dexterity, not only do you get a bonus to hit for missile weapons, but you'll have a better armor class on top of that heavy armor. So, strength is good for melee weapons, and dexterity is good for armor class and missile weapons. I see that you have a 17, which is +2. I see you have a 17, which gives you +2 in combat for damage and to hit. 13s, 14s, and 15s only give you a +1. So there's not much of a choice here. So you got 1 that's +2, and you got 3 stats that are +1 each. So do you want to be strong or fast? That should be the first question.
Strong.
Okay, so go ahead and put a 17 in strength. There you go, and put a +2 right next to it. That would be your strength bonus, your attribute bonus. Okay, your other prime is intelligence, and it has to be 13 or up. So you do have a 13. I don't believe there's any intelligence modifiers for spells in this game?
It can determine like how many starting spells you get and your percentage chance to know a spell.
That's right. So having a high intelligence is very important. And I'll put that up on the screen as well. Okay, so obviously intelligence is very important for casting spells and memorizing them and learning them into your spell book. So having a high intelligence is very important, and so is having a high dexterity. You have 3 left. You have that are +1 bonuses. You have a 13, 14, and 15. So any of those will work for intelligence or dexterity. So do you want to be a little bit smarter, or do you want to be a little bit quicker? Where do you want the next highest number to be? Number 15.
Smarter.
All right. So go ahead and put 15 into intelligence, and put +1 as your attribute bonus. And under dexterity, you can do the 14 there, and that'll give you a +1 too for the attribute bonus. Okay, so you still have 1 stat left that gives you a +1 bonus, and that would be the 13. Do you want to be very wise, or do you want to have a high constitution, or be very charismatic? If you have the 13 in the constitution, you're going to get a +1 bonus, which will give you a +1 to the hit points when you roll for your hit points. If you add that to charisma, that's going to affect the amount of retainers that you can hire and recruit. So do you want to be able to hire and manage retainers and followers, or would you rather have more hit points?
More hit points.
Okay. So go ahead and put 13 in Constitution and put a +1 there. All right, so now, unfortunately, you got 2 really low scores. No matter where you put them, you're gonna get a -1 as an attribute bonus. So do you want to be a little bit worse in charisma or wisdom? That's pretty much what you have to ask yourself. But I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference.
Charisma.
Okay. All right, so put 7 in charisma. You're going to be the most uncharismatic elf ever born at the elf village. So put a -1 next to the 7, and now put your 8 in wisdom and put a -1 there. Excellent. Okay, so for class and level, you're an elf, because in Old School Essentials Classic, they have class as race. In Old School Essentials,
Not for the basic, because it's just race as class, right? It's just an elf.
okay, so with the elf, you're right, Sebastian, that there is no racial modifiers with a basic class, so that won't be adjusting this ability scores at all. Since you met the minimum requirements for an elf, your prime requisites, you get a 5% bonus to experience points.
I put it near where my experience.
Yeah, in parentheses right here at the top of your experience points area, can you put, oh, it's right here, percentage. Put 5% right there. You meet the minimum requirements to get a 5% bonus to experience, because your intelligence and strength are at a minimum of 13. Good job. But since your intelligence isn't at least a 16, you're not going to get the 10% experience bonus. Okay, we covered that. Next, savings throws, number 7. So savings throw for an elf, your savings throw is right here, starting with death poison, D. So that's a 12. So when you have to make a saving throw versus death, you have to roll 12 or higher. The next one is W. That's wands. That's a 13. Yep. The next one's P for poison or paralyze. So that would be a 13. Next one's B for breath. That's a 15. And the next one is S spells for, that's a 15. You can go ahead and move that aside. There we go. Okay, next, hit points. Now we're at the part, step 8, which is rolling for hit points. So elves, the elf race's class is a die 6. So you need to roll a 6-sided die, and then you're gonna add your con bonus, which is +1. Good luck. Yes. Okay, so you have a total of, right that here in the hit point field, 6 hit points.
6?
Yeah. Good job. Also, we have an initiative field. So since you have a high dexterity, there's an initiative modifier. Okay, so since you have a dexterity of 14, that gives you a +1 on all your initiative rolls. So go ahead and put +1 there. That means you're gonna go before the monsters go. Your movement is all dependent upon the armor you're wearing. So we're gonna go ahead and do that after getting your gold. So your intelligence is 15. Under the chart here, it says you're literate and you speak your native language and you get +1 additional language. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. You're gonna pick your languages. So go ahead and put languages right here and write down Elven and Common. And because you have a 15 intelligence, you get +1 language. What are the choices?
Well, she gets her alignment tongue and common, elvish, gnoll, hobgoblin, and orcish.
Those are the starting languages, no matter what your
For an
intelligence
elf. For an elf. And then she gets the one more for the intelligence.
is. Okay. So go ahead and don't write down, do not write down alignment because I don't use that in my game. But can you go ahead and tell her what the rest are?
Yeah. Okay,
Can you write those down?
It's the other four are elvish, gnoll, Gnoll, hobgoblin, and orcish.
So Anna, what do you think about speaking orc?
It'll be interesting. I've never done that before.
Do you even know what a hobgoblin is?
Like a smaller goblin, right?
Yeah, well actually, they're bigger goblins.
Oh.
Goblins are small.
And here's the table of other languages. You can either roll a die to do it randomly or choose one.
Yeah, let's roll random. Go ahead and take the 20-sided die, the pink one. And we'll see what your extra language is.
Bugbear.
You speak to bugbears. I don't know how you learned how to talk to bugbears, but for some reason you got to know them.
It's a beautiful and ancient language.
Okay, next step is number 11, buy equipment. So first we have to see how much gold you have. It's 3 die. You have to roll 3 dice 6, and we'll times that by 10, and that's how many gold you have. So roll 3 6-headed dice. Excellent, that's a 13, so 130 gold. And that will be right here in the corner. And you gotta draw a portrait of yourself. Well, I guess you can do that later. Okay, at this point you're gonna buy all your starting equipment before you start the game. And that's what the 130 gold is for. Okay, now you get to spend your money. So the choices you have, if you want to be encumbered or not as encumbered, would be plate mail or chain or leather or no armor. That'll determine how fast you are, how your encumbrance, how far you can move in a mini round or a turn. So how much is plate mail? 60 gold for plate mail. How much is chain? 40 gold for chain mail. So let's go ahead and write down chain mail, 40 gold for now. I want to see how much money you have if you don't run out. And the armor class of chain mail is 14. The armor class for chainmail is 14. So in parentheses, can you write 14 right there? That way we know the armor class. There we go. And the old school armor class is armor class 5.
Yeah, that's why I held up my hand.
But I don't use that in my game, so we'll stick with 14. Okay, let's get a shield.
+1 bonus to the armor class.
So put shield right here and do +1 there in parentheses.
10 gold pieces.
Okay. Can you put the cost of the gold next to it too? So put 60 and 10. We're gonna add these all up. See if you don't run out of money here.
GP.
Chain mail was 40.
Oh, chainmail was 40.
Yeah, plate mail would have been 60.
Okay, so right over the 6 with a 4. That's fine.
Okay.
And 10 for the shield. Okay, now we need a sword.
Sword costs 10.
Okay, so put down sword, and I think it's 1 die 8 damage.
Yep.
So write in parentheses 1d8, and the price 10 gold pieces. Okay, now a bow. So go ahead and put down bow.
Longbow or short bow?
How much is a longbow?
40, and a short bow is 25.
Well, do we have enough? That's the question. So right now you're up to 100 gold. I think you can afford a longbow.
Yeah.
So go ahead and put down long, comma long, that'll work too. And next to it, put down 1d6. And next to that, the cost is 30.
The cost was 40.
40 gold pieces, sorry. Okay, at this point, let's go ahead and add that up and subtotal it here. How much is that? 100 gold? Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the 100 gold from your total, and you have 30 gold left to gear up the rest of your character.
What do I write?
Oh, we can stop it here.
Hey, one more thing you can do. put the armor class in after you buy the
Right.
after you buy your armor. You know what your armor class is, and remember she had a bonus for dexterity.
Okay, so at this point, let's go ahead and figure out your armor class. So Anna, your chainmail is armor class 14. You get a +1 for your shield, so that makes it a 15. Also, you get a +1 dexterity modifier because you're at 14 dexterity. So now you have an armor class of 16. There you go. Good job. Nice character. Hopefully you survive today. At this point, after we bought the equipment, we gotta figure out your movement rate. So we're gonna use basic movement in Old School Essentials, and that's based on the armor you're wearing. Encounter movement, exploration movement, and overland movement. So encounter movement for chainmail is 20 feet per round. So go ahead and put 20 there. And exploration movement, which is per turn, is 60. Put a 60 feet per turn there. And then overland movement is 120.
12 miles.
Oh, the overland movement will be 12 miles per day. So I just want to comment then. So Anna, what do you think of your new elf?
I like it.
You like it even though you're not very pretty or nice?
It'll be an interesting character for someone to play.
Well, obviously with innate wisdom, you've probably never been outside of your village before. But hopefully you survive in this dungeon. Good job, Anna. I appreciate you helping me out with this. Thank you.
Thank you.